We have Seahawks and the Cowboys. I don't
Runner
know.
up for the week.
you know,
Couldn't even win shittiest game of the week, guys.
you can't even get that title on your belt. Uh, you know who was the of this entire game? Well, I don't know. It's actually probably a mix. I was gonna say Des Bryant didn't do
I
jack
was actually
shit,
thinking that
but
he.
realistically, why Des Bryant didn't do jack shit is because Matt Cass was all game.
Right. I seen a bit earlier where they're like, "This is Matt Castle with cable, and this is oh wait, he never had direct TV. He's just always been this way."
well, since
Um,
we're on topic, my favorite play of this entire game was when Seahawks just kicked their field goal to be in the lead, and Matt Castle had to play clutch. There was 53 seconds left on the clock. They're in their own territory, and it was like first down. He bombs into Dez, doesn't get it. Second down, and no one touches him. He's not under pressure. He's not scrambling out of the pocket, and Matt Castle just like throws it straight to the ground. Like, just the worst pass I think I've seen at least this season by far. If maybe contender of one of the worst passes of all time. And like I had to watch the replay like 6 times, which I think they replayed it about 6 times because nobody knew what the fuck happened.
God, we're being mean this week, dude.
We
Like,
are. Oh
I don't know
wow,
what
we are
was.
being really mean this week, but
There was a bunch of shitty performances this week, though. I mean, it was like Twilight Zone. Saints are posting 7 touchdowns, and so are the Giants, and then everyone else is just garbage. Like, what the hell are we in? Like, what's going on?
maybe this will get us more viewers. Maybe we should just shit on every team all the time, no matter how good they perform.
Become the most hated people on the internet.
Ooh, yeah, we would.
I mean, that's what all the internet comments are anyway. We're basically just like the comment section in video form right now.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we're pretty much just well, and I think the reason why this game was such a runner-up of the week is I could not say
Oh my
that.
god. Okay.
I could not say that with a straight face at all.
Oh man, I was good until you cranked up. I was straight up good. But whew.
oh my god, I'm crying now.
Oh man.
um,
I think it's because there was a lot of struggling here, and it seemed like nothing was happening, dude. Which is sort of like what's going on. You trying to quit laughing right now. A lot of struggling and not a lot of success.
well, no, the reason why I was gonna say
Oh
this
man.
game, why I think I'm shitting on it so much, is because this is supposed to be game of the week, and this is what we got.
Yeah.
Like this is the game of the week, and this is it. Final score's 13-12, a game of the week. I mean, and like it would have been different if, let's say, I don't know. I'm just gonna pick two. Like, let's say Denver and St. Louis went at it, and the final score is 13-12. That's understandable. Very defensive teams, but Cowboys and Seahawks. I mean, come on. All right. uh,
The bottom line is the Cowboys need Tony Romo, and I said that last week,
yeah,
and it's still true today. Just as Bryant, it doesn't matter if he doesn't have a quarterback throwing him the ball,
yeah.
reliably.
And then also on top of all that, another big story. Cowboys dropped Joseph Randle.
Right.
And that's an interesting point all around because, like, realistically, I don't think Joseph Randle did anything to deserve getting any carries cut away from him. Like, really, he didn't really do anything to have him split carries the way they decided to bring in, you know, uh, Michael and then Darren McFadden all of a sudden gets majority of the carries too now with him.
Well, they had to do it all. I think more so than anything that happened on the field.
Well, yeah, like his bad attitude is what ultimately led him to being cut. But I'm just saying, prior to his shitty attitude about it all, I don't think his performance wise, he really did anything to for him to be splitting carries the way that they made him do it. So I don't know. I'm not necessarily defending him by any means, but I'm also not necessarily like defending the Cowboys' choice either. It's just kind of a weird scenario that came out of all of this.
You know what? Seattle's not that good this year. I know that they won. They really beat the Cowboys team. Is it going to be good until Romo gets back? And to me, that's pretty much the bottom line with this game right now. And I think my connection cut out again.
Yeah, it did.
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, it did,
But
unfortunately. But I got the tail end of it, and hopefully everybody else kind of got the tail end of that too. But bottom line, Cowboys aren't going to get good until Tony Romo comes back, and that's true. And it's not really a secret by any
Seattle's
means.
just not that good.
They're not, and you mentioned it before with Seattle that them having a slow start isn't anything new for them. But we're mid-season, and
It's not a start anymore.
yeah, it's not a start, and um, I don't know. They're not a bad team. Here's the thing: Seattle's not a bad team. They're just not a great team anymore. They're not a Super Bowl team anymore. And
A little bit of work. There's a bit of offensive line here and there, but it's just having it down here. That's how it is.
yeah, um, the other thing that we didn't really cover was the Ricardo Lockett hit, which everybody else is kind of covering, and everybody's it's been all over the highlights and all that and everything. Um,
The hit actually was a clean hit.
it was a clean hit.
I know it was a obviously you never want that to happen to somebody.
Right, right.
But it wasn't a dirty hit like some people are saying.
Yeah, it was a clean hit. I thought one of the most respectable things was they interviewed some of the Seattle Seahawks players after um, the game, and they kind of unanimously agreed that first reaction was fuck you, that was a dirty hit, but after watching the replays and watching everything like on the jumbotron and everything, they realized like Lockett lowered her shoulder, he went there to absorb the hit, it was clean, and it's unfortunately sometimes that things happen when you put yourself. That's kind of something that you risk every time you sign up for the game and everything, and nobody wishes this on anybody, and both on your own team, on your opponent's team. Like when it comes down to it, I think one of the coolest things that the NFL has been spreading around in social media is after the game they show both teams get together and they kneel down together in a circle and it says football is family. I really, really like that campaign that NFL is doing because realistically, when you're on the field playing, your opponents, and it's like it's us versus you. But as soon as the game clock goes to 0 at the fourth quarter, you're not opponents anymore. And I really like that campaign of football is family, and everyone at the end of the day is looking out for each other. Whether it doesn't matter what team you play for, you're all in the NFL together, and I think that's really cool and special of what's going on.
Did we find out how bad he was actually hurt?
He has to get neck surgery.
Okay. Because when I saw it, I wasn't sure how bad it was, but I've watched a lot of fights, which we haven't really talked about.
Yeah.
But it was definitely he was knocked out. I
Yeah.
mean, flat out. Like the way he went limp, the way he went limp was something that is the ref would have called the fight.
Yeah.
So he's got like a huge concussion at the very least from that. Just when you go out like that, chances are you were concussed, you lost consciousness.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's
the
always
neck
good
the
to
neck
see the
injury
thumbs
was
up, getting carted off the field and all that, but
I never, I guess, because I'd watched that, when I seen him go out like that, a lot of people were like, "Oh God, he might be paralyzed," and I never really just had that feeling that it obviously was pretty damn serious
yeah.
having neck surgery, but I just never really felt like it just didn't seem like it was that awkward of a hit or landing or anything. I'm just like, damn, he just hurt, and I'm glad that he's obviously like I'm glad he's not paralyzed, and I'm glad that hopefully he can make
Yeah.
a
The only positive that
recovery soon.
we can try to take out of this is season ending, of course, that no question. I really wish for Ricardo Laka, a very safe and speedy recovery during anything that he has to go through. And the best you can always hope for, and the way it's sort of sounding or looking right now, it's not career ending. And that's always good to know that, next year if he can come back, that's great. It's great to see him be able to come back and recover from it. And I really do hope the best for him, truly. Um,
Cheers to your recovery.
yeah, cheers to the recovery. And, with that, you want to comment on our mild meltdown during this? If you,
Great episode.
yeah, I agree. I love this episode. If you want to cheers with us to Ricardo Lockett and his recovery, if you have more to say, about anything else during the game, please leave us a comment. And always follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And the link is in the description below. And make sure to watch our mid-season assessment for late call this week. Man, I gotta cough out this laugh, so just get rid of it. I still got the giggles after all this.